777 Tarot Go back in the day again, making the video because it's dead right now. You have to realize that there's no one to blame besides yourself. When you choose to point fingers at some shit that happened in your life, I always tell people this: it didn't happen to you, it happened for you. That's why I don't regret relationships. That's why I don't regret how I grew up. That's why I don't regret a lot of things, because without me knowing, without me like reflecting upon what has happened in my life, I would not be the person I am today. That's why I think J. Cole said the beauty in the struggle. It's because it's the truth. This creates character. This creates you to become one of a kind. It creates you to actually be authentic. It's rather than you pretty much just not doing shit, just allowing life to fall as it will, and to remain playing victim over and over again is a personal choice. The wildest part about that whole aspect is that people don't see it that way. People see it as these are the cards that I was dealt, and I can't make the most out of it. Mind you, they make the most out of everything else. That's why I was thinking so wild. That's why I think it's so wild. Like, nobody said you came in to have a perfect life. Where the fuck is perfection in the first place? It's so odd. It's odd that people put these masks over themselves over and over and over again, over and over and over again, just to pretty much not know right from wrong, left from right. And like I tell you over and over again, these choices that you have, these choices that you make, the decisions that you make on a daily basis is what will completely create a different version of yourself. Will you ever get past this? It's on you. Will you ever choose to allow yourself to grow up? I won't say grow old, but will you ever allow yourself to continue growing, or will you just stunt your growth? A lot of people pick in high school due to the fact that they choose to not learn or even try to interpret life in a different way. That's why for me it's more and more diabolical when people choose to point at life and point fingers and pretend as though, then this is my fault, how can this happen to me? How can this happen to me? Me. Mind you, the government don't play favorites. If you're on par with government, life don't play favorites. If you're on par with life, then life's gonna keep working out for you. If you're on par with bullshit keep working out for you. And then you're just gonna stay here scorn and be upset and just wish things were different over and over again. Wish, always wish. And to be in a wishful mind state and to not have action behind it is how you're gonna feel. Personally. I remember when I was younger, I would wish like, what would I wish? I would wish that I got in better shape. I would wish that I would start running. I would wish that I got bigger muscle. I would wish all these things. Wish, wash. And it would never come through, whatever. It would never come true due to the fact that I did not actually take action. That's why daily basis, it's about what you do over and over again. Will you make this constant? Will you make this a consistency? Or will you just create something that you do one time and try to figure out why it's not working for you? That's why I take it upon myself every day to actually take time to work out. And whatever capacity, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 10 minutes push-ups, whatever, just to get the blood flowing. And I tell you all the time that it's like you lose mobility first in your body, either in your 20s or either in your 30s, right? And for me, fuck that. I'm not losing any of that. That's why I recommend to all y'all, man, female, whatever, that you start doing yoga. Beginner level, boss level, whatever. Just make sure you're getting some kind of movement going. Like, some people don't stretch in the morning. Some people don't stretch in general. That's why it's so important to me that, like, in my, I'm about to be 40 in 5 years. Holy shit. That in my mid-30s, that I'm able to touch my toes, that I'm able to actually stay in poses in which people will, like, their whole leg will lock up. That I'm able to do a deep squat and decompose my whole entire spine. Because I made that mandatory. I made that a non-negotiable in my life, rather than just allowing me to get fat and useless. As far as I'm concerned, when you get to a certain point of being big and you can't fit in chairs and shit, and you walk slow, and to get up you're breathing heavy, like, you gotta really look in the mirror and try to figure out how the fuck you got to this point. And you got to this point through overconsumption. This ain't fat shaming, this is just being realistic. You know what I'm saying? There's no way you live a happy life when you're big as hell. There's no way. Because even the daily task, even the most minute task will have you out of breath. Even all this stuff in which you guys believe is not going to be for the betterment of yourself, then why the fuck would you do it in the first place? Like, toxicity there's no betterment in that at all. And I feel like the faster everybody realizes that, the easier it should become. But some people get so used to it that they feel as though if they're with somebody and the person's not like up their ass or at their throat, that they feel like something's wrong. Like, they feel as though the person doesn't care. But like, everybody needs space. Everybody has time to grow, and it's truly what you do with that time that matters. I love y'all. What you water will grow. What you cast will last. Only you can be the change you want to see in the world. And remember, you are who you surround yourself with. I love y'all.